Texas here. Decided to watch some college basketball. It feels like every time I stream a college basketball game, it's Kansas playing. Why does it feel like that? It doesn't make any sense. Why is it every time I stream a college basketball game, Kansas is playing? It doesn't make sense. A 1-1, so he misses it. Kansas has the ball. Um, Pick and roll. Oh, he was open. He could have taken that. Oh, wide open. He takes it. No, he doesn't. Passes it down. Oh. Well, my bad. Jeez. Alright, my bad. He didn't, he got fouled instead. David McCormick at the line. What's up, Christopher McDavid? Yeah. Streaming some college basketball here. We talking everything. McCormick, at the line for a 1-on-1 and misses the first one. Texas has the basketball. This is a crucial game for both teams. Kansas playing good defense. Texas drives inside, blocked by McCormick. No, foul. Never mind. That was might go to OT. It might. It might. Okay, so that's a foul apparently. Texas, the Longhorns passing the ball in. Drives inside, spin move, hook shot, no good. Tips it in. Allen with the tip in there. Timmy Allen, the star player for Texas. In fact, I think he's leading the team in all three categories, like for the season. Tells you how good he is. McCormick down in the post, making his money, and there he goes. Oh, injured player. That's not what we want to see. What y'all think about Virginia and Duke today? Virginia upsetting Duke. Duke does not look the same this year. I know they're ranked in the top 10, but they don't look the same. I'm sorry, they don't. They don't. They don't look the same. They don't look like a dominant Duke team, and neither does Kentucky. I mean, it's just ranked too high, in my opinion. The Tier 1 teams, I've said it over and over again. It's Christian Bishop, by the way, he's injured. It's Auburn, Gonzaga, Purdue, and Kansas. Those are my top 4 teams. Kansas, the last second 3-point was insane. It really was. It really was, because it looked like Duke was coming back. They were going to win. Duke. Man. Kansas is ranked 8th. Purdue, where'd they put Purdue? They put Purdue in the top 4? I don't know. I know Auburn and Gonzaga 1 and 2. Here's Carr driving inside. Bounces is out. 3. No good. McCormick with the rebound. Jump ball. That's Texas. They get it back. And I bet Bill Self and Chris Beard drawing up some plays for the final minute here. Purdue is 3 after UCLA lost. Yeah, UCLA, didn't they fall like 9 spots? They fell like 9 spots. So yeah, Purdue 3. Yeah, and Kansas is 8, even though I think they're one of the best 4 teams in the country. They're playing right now. They'll make the Final Four. All the Pac-12 teams are overrated, in my opinion. UCLA, Arizona, none of them are amazing teams. Kansas, some good passing here. Wide open mid-range, pops it, bricks it. What a rebound by Abaje. Star player for Kansas, Abaje, and Chris Beard and the Texas Longhorns take a timeout. Yeah, what do y'all think about March Madness? Earlier predictions. I think Final Four is going to be Auburn, Gonzaga, Purdue, Kansas. I'm going with those four. Kansas doesn't play like a Final Four team every game, but when they play at their best, in my opinion, they're better than one of the best four teams. That's just facts. Uh, just like they did against Baylor. Baylor's still a great. Baylor's a good team. I never thought they were the fourth ranked team like they were couple weeks ago. I don't think they're the same national title team. I really don't. Oh yeah, we had a birthday party here for my brother. Balloons, stuff. So Auburn, Purdue, Arizona. I don't know about Arizona. I really don't. I feel like Arizona's not. I think Arizona's a great team. Don't get me wrong. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. I think Arizona's a little bit overrated. UCLA for sure overrated, in my opinion. But Arizona, they just don't. I don't know. Hey, I respect the opinion though. Auburn, Purdue, Arizona. He gave me three teams, not four. So those three teams, and he has another one. Auburn got. Oh wait, did he not list? Oh, you don't think Gonzaga's gonna make it, or maybe he does. I don't know. But Auburn, Purdue, Arizona, I respect it. Definitely think Auburn's gonna get there. I think Purdue will get there. Uh, Arizona's a little bit of a reach in my opinion, but it's very possible. Maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh on Arizona. I just haven't seen them play really good basketball. Kentucky's overrated as well. They're not a top 10 team. They're ranked in the top 10, but they're not a top 10 team. They were ranked number 5 last week. Um, I think they're still in the top 5. Yeah, see number 5. They're when I say they're not a top 10 team, they're not even a top 10 team, much less a top 5 team. But here we go. Texas carves the ball. Pass, back, or kick out 3, banks it in. 1 point game, Trey Mitchell. 17 points, 1 for 6 from the 3-point line. Arizona was trailing 1-14 to a 17. Excuse me, 7-13 Arizona State team. Well, yeah, but that's not. That's not. I think that's just a bad game. I don't think that's. I don't judge teams off of one bad game. I think Arizona's a better team than the way they played that night. I'm talking about we've consistently seen. I haven't seen the spark where it's like, oh yeah, this Arizona team is serious. I haven't seen that. It don't even have to do as much with that loss. I just watch college basketball and just see Arizona. They'll probably make the Elite Eight. You know, uh, my bad. I meant Elite Eight, not an EJ. But I mean, see, tonight they get the win over Arizona State. Um, Not even a big win. Not just, you know. I think Gonzaga's going all the way. As great as Auburn's been playing, I think Gonzaga, this is their year. It's Kansas the ball now. I say give it to your star player here, Abaje. Let him do the work. I say go inside. I don't see a point in taking a 3. Oh, he tried to alley-oop it to McCormick. Texas has the ball. Texas has the basketball. Carr. One-on-one here at the logo. Pick and roll. Finding some space. Motioning. Inside. Carr, the spin move. Pops it back to Allen, and he's got it. Mid-range. Texas takes the lead. I don't know. Auburn's better than Gonzaga. I think it's close. I just think Gonzaga. I don't know. I just don't think Auburn is as experienced. I don't think they're. I don't know. I just feel like there's just something that clicks. I think Gonzaga is coached better, in my opinion. Uh, I think they're a little bit more. They're my. I don't know. I think it's a mental factor. Um, Auburn's an amazing team. They'll probably make it to the championship. They could. They very well could win it. I'm just saying, Gonzaga, revenge from last year. I think that's their journey, and I think that's what they're shooting for. Um, I don't know. I just think something clicks in Gonzaga. I really do. Does Gonzaga have a football team or just basketball? Just basketball. They had a football team throughout the 40s and 30s, but that's just like, you know. I think Auburn deserves to be ranked one. I just think Gonzaga will win it at the end. They've just been there before, in my opinion. You know, Auburn's been there before too. They went to the Final Four a couple years ago, but it's not as consistent. Let's focus on this game though. Kansas, Kentucky. No, Gonzaga doesn't have football. 40s and 30s, 20s, but they didn't. Not anymore. Okay, if Kansas is it. If you're Kansas right here, I say just get the points. Oh, Texas got caught on isolation. Abaje trying to get open. They got him locked down. Oh, he loses the ball! And Carr gets the rebound, and they're going to foul him. Oh, my, what a mistake! Bill Self has to be heated over that one. Oh, what is it? Dude just lost to Virginia. Oh, I heard about that. I saw the game. That three-pointer was crazy. Gonzaga probably should start a football team. Yeah, they get some popularity. At least in, like, the FCS or something, you know? Who are y'all's Final Four picks? I asked that, and Lucas answered. I say Auburn, Gonzaga, Purdue, Kansas. Oh, free throws here. And I think Gonzaga will beat. I think Gonzaga is going to win the national champ. I don't know why I say it. I really just think that's what's going to happen. Gonzaga versus Auburn, the Natty. I'm sorry. I'm picking Gonzaga from what I'm seeing right now. Auburn's a great team, but they're catching way too. I don't know. Texas makes both free throws. Now Kansas, maybe a Division II team. Well, Virginia just wanted the game more. They really did. Duke's not playing with much energy and intensity in past years. I do think that has to do with Coach K. I don't think he's as energetic. He's older, all that. UConn, Gonzaga, Duke. No Auburn? Really? No Auburn? That I respect your picks, but I don't know about that. No Auburn. So we had Lucas with no Gonzaga and Nick now with no Auburn. That's okay. Uh, Duke is Duke is the best coach in college basketball, so that's always possible. Saban of college basketball. What do you mean Auburn who? Number one ranked team in the country? Dominating left and right? What do you mean who? Is that trash talk or is that a genuine you know? Okay, Kansas got to take a three here. 4 or 3, 2. What? Loses the ball again. Fouled. Upset in the round two. Wait a minute. You think Auburn's going to lose in round 2? To who? Okay. Look. Wait a minute. That must have been a foul on purpose. I'll get him at the line. Oh, my goodness. See, now what they have to do, he has to break the second one on purpose. And they're going to have to get back and get to the 3-point. Someone's got to get out there. UConn, I don't think UConn's making the final. Well, you see that one surprise team every year, so you never know. Alvin Kamara got arrested. Yeah, he's sentenced to between 1 and 5 years in prison. I want to see the season play out. Oh, he missed both. Well, he did that on purpose or had to. And Texas is going to win it. Chris Beard and the Texas Longhorns get it done. Timmy Allen. Carr. All the others. Carr, Craig. Longhorns, and they're going to rush the court now. Oh, these types of games, man, there's something. Look at me talking about how Kansas is going to make the Final Four, and then they go ahead and do this. I still think Kansas is making the Final Four. They'll probably be a 3 seed and do it. I still think they're going to do it. I don't care. They are my NCAA championship. You think UConn's going? Okay, UConn's going all the way. Kansas and Duke fall. Kansas is still making the Final Four. I don't care. I think Kansas at their best is a Final Four team. I can't pick all 1 seeds to go to the Final Four, which is what Auburn, Gonzaga, and Purdue are. I need to get more in depth. What I mean by that is I need to wait later in the season and start making Final Four picks so I can pick some real upsets. Because right now it's just like, oh, well, who looks like they're the 4 best teams in the regular season? Ohio State has a possibility of the Final Four chance. That might be Cinderella this year. They're playing on fire. If they keep playing if they keep playing the way they are, a little bit hot right now. We might even see Tennessee and Texas. I think another possibility at Final Four, LSU, they have the talent. They just don't. I don't know what's wrong with them. They're losing games they're not supposed to be. So, Duke should make the Elite Eight. They should. Jacob, do you see my Final Four pick? All right, let's see. Gonzaga, Duke, Auburn, UCLA. Yeah, that's very possible. All 4 of those teams. 2 of those teams are in my Final Four. Duke is not. UCLA, I talked about them being overrated earlier, and I still think they are. Honestly. Ohio State beat Duke in basketball, something you usually don't see. Yeah. But that's who do y'all think is that Cinderella team? Because we see it every year. It's going to happen again. There's never going to be a year where it's just like, well, we might see some years, but, that Cinderella team is always going to, at least, I think out of all teams, and I know this is maybe talking a little bit crazy here, if West Virginia gets on point and they're the 11th or 12th seed or what, I don't know. I don't know what West Virginia would do. They're on a losing streak. If they can mesh things together, I think they can make a serious run. I think Texas Tech, they're hot right now too. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying. Kentucky's not. The rankings overrating them, in my opinion. UCLA is not as... Okay, Tom Crean. I know we're not a good basketball team, but if just one game I want to win every year, it's against Florida. Beat Florida or else I'm coming out with a Fire Tom Crean video. Noles and the Canes and Cavaliers. Okay, so Florida State, Miami, and Virginia. What'd they do? Remember South Carolina's Cinderella run? I do. Unranked teams right now, like Alabama and Georgia, they could come back next year and be a great team. I don't know. In basketball, will FSU did? Yeah. If I don't know. I think West Virginia, that with their defense, I really think they can make a Final Four run, because we all know in the playoffs, defense in basketball, like football, you see defense throughout the entire season. In basketball, you only usually see it in the playoffs. I think West Virginia has that. I think they can make a Cinderella run. I think of Texas Tech and Texas, those two teams, they can definitely make a good run. Tennessee as well. Kentucky, UCLA, and Arizona are overrated in my opinion. Honestly, I'm gonna say Duke's a little bit overrated in my opinion. Just if I'm being straight up, that's just what I believe in. Duke's a little bit overrated. I know I'm not trying to offend Will or anything, but you know, 52 points in the paint for Virginia. Yeah, they didn't shoot many threes at all. They just, you know, they did their thing in the paint. Um, you know, another team who can, I mean, possibly make a Cinderella run. I don't really want to say it, but Alabama. If they actually try, Alabama at their best is. I mean, they beat Baylor, they beat Gonzaga, they played a close game with Auburn twice. Second time and got away from them, but still, they beat LSU. They've beaten some really good teams. They have a really hard schedule. I think they can definitely make a run in the SEC tournament. That's possible. And, you know, not mad at you, but how is Duke overrated? Okay, well, let's look through it, Will. Let's look through it. They just don't look number one, they just don't look the same as past Duke teams. Number two, they don't have that, they're just not, they lose a lot of games that they really shouldn't. And what I mean by shouldn't is it's just like, sometimes it feels like their inside defense tonight was horrible, but a lot of other times they give up a lot of those. They don't look as dominant in the paint. They look pretty good outside on the perimeter. I'll give them that, but you gotta have that physicality as a basketball team if you want to win the championship. That's just what you have to have. Duke does not have the physicality. Um, their star players are not as good as other teams' star players. They're just not. That's another reason you got to have star players. In today's game of college basketball, I know teams 15, 20 years ago won whatever, but in today's college basketball, you have to have those star first-round pick type of players to even really contend for a natty, much less win it. I know there's exceptions. Virginia in 2018, they didn't have those, but I just feel like that's something you got to have. Duke also beat Gonzaga. Oh, well, I know, credit to them, but it's just like at the same time, I believe Duke will make the Elite Eight because of Coach K. And also, I think Duke at their best is one of the best teams in the country, and they still are. Lucas M said Alabama could be better than Auburn. They just don't try. Oh, I don't know about better than Auburn. I don't know about better than Auburn. I think they can. I think this. I think Alabama can definitely be a top 25, top 20 team in the country if they maybe were a little bit more consistent. I don't think they can be better than Auburn. No. I don't think so. We beat North Carolina by 20 points, which is awesome. Yeah, Duke versus Carolina rivalry. At least for the Coach K versus Roy Williams part, that an era is over. Although the rivalry continues. Maybe North Carolina gets back on track. Because the past couple of years, they have not been very good. But yeah, I think Alabama, because of how good they can be, I think they can make a run at the tournament. Texas is still storming the field. Kentucky's best player, he's out for the rest of the season. That's their star player, and honestly, Kentucky probably is a Final Four team if they get Shadon back. If they get him back, I think they would be a Final Four team, but they don't. They don't. Since they don't get him back, no. No, I really don't think so. Um, and who knows? Timmy Allen's just a great player for Texas. Carolina won the nat. I'm talking about past couple of years. Past couple of years, they've not been a good team. I know they have 3 natties under Roy Williams and plenty others, but it's the school MJ went to. Historically, they're top 5. I'm talking about over the past couple of years, though. I mean, okay, so here we go. Top seeds. Okay, so Auburn, Gonzaga, Purdue. Yeah, those 3, Kansas, they'll make the Final Four. Texas Tech can definitely make a run. Texas, definitely a good team. Though, those 2 can definitely make runs, I think. Baylor's a little bit overrated. 8 straight wins for the Warriors. Yeah, we know. The Warriors are going to win the NBA championship, in my opinion. Suns are a great team, and if the Nets figure things out, they can be dangerous. Will, don't remind me of that Duke Gonzaga game. Yeah, hold on. I'm back now. Why, CJ, your Seminoles beat us? Yeah. Austin Schultz says, who got hurt on Kentucky? Oh, Shadon Sharp, star player, best player on Kentucky's team. He got hurt, and he's not going to be back the rest of the season. He'll be back. He'll be back next season, though. He's not going to the NBA. Don't worry. Providence would be a 3 seed. What? Yeah, I don't think Providence is going to finish as a 3 seed. I think they're there now, but I think by the time regular season finishes up and the conference tournament start, they'll be more like a 5-6 seed in my opinion. He hasn't played all season. He hasn't played all season and at all this season. Sharp. Well, yeah, he's Kentucky's star player basically. I know he isn't step court, but he's the best recruit. All that. So usually, well, I love Gonzaga. Well, you know what? I'm gonna make a hot take and say that Gonzaga is gonna win the national championship. I honestly don't know if Auburn's gonna get there. I feel like they're gonna lose to Purdue. I think Gonzaga will beat Purdue in the national championship. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this stuff. I just have a feeling, man. I really do. Upsets happen all the time. Illinois plays Purdue tomorrow. Yeah, Purdue, one of the Final Four teams I talked about. Houston is an interesting team. An interesting team. Houston's interesting. Houston, one of the best offenses in the country. I think they're flashy. They might make a run of either. They're a really good team. I like them. You said Illinois. How Trench says it. Oh, Illinois. Yeah. I get it. Houston's interesting. If Houston's defense can hold up, that's my question mark about Houston. If they can hold up against the elite teams, I'm sure they can make a run for it. It really the Final Four depends on how the seeding works and everything. But if you told me from scratch that I had to pick 4 Final Four teams, give me Gonzaga, give me Auburn, give me Purdue, and give me Kansas. With the way Kansas is playing, it looks like they'll end up as a 3 or 4 seed. Purdue feels like they're going to end up as a 2 seed because they have a really tough schedule. Auburn will end up as a 1 seed. That's just going to happen. Gonzaga will end up as a 1 seed. So, you got that. Alex Prime Sports also likes Duke basketball. Interesting. Some NFL head coaches were hired today. Houston Texans hired Lovie Smith. Of course, that's getting media coverage because of the whole racial thing that I'm not going to mention on this channel because I like making happy faces on this channel. I don't like talking about the dark side of things, but yeah, I mean, if you want to see if this is what apparently Brian Flores' attorney said something, I'm not going to read it. And then the Saints hired Dennis Allen, their defensive coordinator. Saints had like a top three, top five defense in the NFL last year, elite defense. But their best player on offense just got arrested, and on top of that, to make it it's either him or Michael Thomas, I don't know. But on top of that, to make it even worse, they're $70 million over cap. Uh, their quarterback is James Winston's been playing pretty good until he got hurt, but still, I just the Falcons, I hope they can make a run, man. If the Buccaneers, please tell me that Kyle Trask is not good for the Buccaneers. If that's who they're going with or whoever they get, don't tell me they're going to get a good quarterback. Because if they don't have a good quarterback, the Falcons might just be able to knock off the Buccaneers. If the Buccaneers get a quarterback, though, it's over again, and they'll win the division. Where do you think the losses fall? Where do you think Duke and falls or loses to? In the March Madness, Duke can lose to. I mean, it depends on who they're playing. Are you talking about their schedule? Because if we're talking about schedules here, I can do that for you. But if we're talking about where they'll lose in March Madness, oh wait, you're probably talking about the round. That's right. Kansas will lose in the Final Four. Duke will lose in the Elite Eight. And Kansas going to the Final Four. It's a bold take, but I think they're going to do it. Duke will fall in the Elite Eight. And then I said Gonzaga will win the Natty. Purdue, Auburn will make Final Four. Houston will lose the Elite Eight. Arizona most likely will make the Elite Eight lose. I think UCLA is going to get knocked off early. I don't know about you. I think they're going to get knocked off early, though. I really don't see them as. USC will get knocked off early, too. USC might be the most overrated team in the country. They're not a good basketball team, I'm telling you right now. Providence is getting knocked off early. I don't see them as an elite basketball team. And if they're the 3 seed right now, then, they're getting knocked off early. Baylor might get knocked off early. The defending national champions, they're not a top 10 team in my opinion. I think they're there only because they won the Natty last year. I do not think they're a top 10 team this year though. I think whoever they play, that might be a potential upset for them. So it's just those things. And shoot, if Auburn keeps playing the way they're playing, they'll lose in the first round or lose early as well. No, but Auburn will pick it up. A team who's really not using their talent the way they could. And they could be so much better. I just, like LSU, their basketball team can be so much better than the way they're playing. I think they could easily make a Final Four run if they go to their top levels. Purdue wins it all. I didn't say Purdue is going to win it all. I said they'll make the Final Four and maybe the national championship. I think Gonzaga will win it all. In terms of winning it all, it'll be Gonzaga, Purdue, or Auburn. Most likely Gonzaga or Auburn, and Purdue will follow that up. I mean, if we're going with Cinderella teams winning the Natty, then geez, that's a whole different story. I guess maybe Kansas. I said in my opinion. Oh, I was reading his stuff wrong the whole time. My bad, Lucas M. I was messing up the MIO there. I kept reading it wrong. It's something I don't know. I'm a little bit tired. Yeah, but it's all good. Yeah, Yeah, I've been reading the MIO wrong the whole time. I'm tired. Purdue wins it all, in my opinion. I think Purdue makes the national championship, though. I think it'll be Gonzaga versus Purdue in the national championship. Auburn will shockingly lose in the Final Four. Another team like Kansas will make the Final Four. They'll lose there. And I pretty much pointed out my bracket. The only problem with my bracket is it's not even set up yet. We got 7 more regular season games left to play, or for most teams at least have 7. And then you got the conference tournaments. And that'll tell a lot because if somebody surprising rises up and wins a conference tournament, we could be talking. What if somebody catches hot? We'll be talking. If there were a team to catch hot, it'd probably be LSU or maybe even like Texas or Alabama. Their teams are really talented. I hate saying it, and I admitting it, but Alabama's at their best. I think even though they have 7, 8 losses, I think Alabama at their best is really a really good team. They just lose to a lot of teams that they've no business losing to. And the reason why I can tell by that is look at who they beat. Baylor, who I think I think they're a little bit overrated. I think they're a top 10 team. I don't know why I said they're not earlier. So you beat Baylor, you beat Gonzaga. You almost beat Auburn. So there's that. You beat LSU, who's a really good team. Didn't they beat Tennessee as well? They just lose to a bunch of teams that they really. I don't even know why they lose to those teams. They might make a strong run. Unfortunate that Alabama lost to Kentucky. Yeah. Uh, yeah, Kentucky's not. That game, they could have won that. Kentucky's. And I would not say a team's overrated. I don't mean a team is terrible. I mean more like Kentucky's not a top tier team. Baylor's not a top tier team. They're the tier below, in my opinion. That's what I mean by overrated. This whole thing about Baylor and Kentucky being in the top tier and all that, I just don't buy that. Uh, you know, Providence is, I don't even know why they're the 3 seed. Yes, they're decent. It's just mind blowing to me that they're even, like, that's just crazy in my opinion. I don't think USC is as good as they're rated. Those might be the 2 most overrated teams in the country. Um, you know, that's probably and most underrated teams in the country. I think Tennessee's really underrated. I think Texas, they're underrated. They just maybe don't play like it as always. But they got that star player, Timmy Allen, star player. When you got the star player, you always can win a national championship. Always, always. It doesn't matter what team you are. If you have a star player in basketball, football, you got to have a all-around good team filled in with star players. But in basketball is different. If you have one star player, you're instantly a natty contender, or in the NBA, a finals contender. Instantly. It doesn't matter the rest of your team. You're instantly a contender. And I say the word contender very lightly. I don't mean you're a front runner, or really, I don't even mean you're a top 10 team if you have a star player. I just mean that you always are considered. You got star player. Auburn, Gonzaga, Purdue, Kansas all have that. Are you home alone? No, I'm not home alone. Although I'm in my own room right now. Well, this is my room. This is the living room, but still. I'm not walking into anybody else's room right now because a lot of people are sleeping. Don't want to do that stuff. Are you an Alabama fan, Lucas Sim? Because it says fortunate Kentucky lost to Alabama. You are an Alabama fan. I've seen you before. And oh man, Kyler Murray starting some random drama before the Super Bowl about. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, I heard this about 5 hours ago. What's up, Neil? I heard this about 5 hours ago. I'm reporting now. Oh, yeah, Neil, we were talking about a lot of college basketball, and I'm switching the topic now to NFL. But, yeah, apparently Kyler Murray deleted all his Cardinals pictures and unfollowed the Cardinals on social media. It doesn't mean he's going to leave the Cardinals, but it does show maybe signs of anger. Something may have happened behind the scenes. I mean, you never know this stuff. Yo, Neil. Just said, because you always talk loud. I do talk loud, but I talk away from everybody else because I don't want to wake up everybody. So that's why I stay out here. Stay away from everyone else so that I'm not waking everybody up or disturbing anyone, anything like that. Neo, do you watch college basketball? Yeah. A fan. Oh, missed it. But a fan was doing some idiot, whatever. Virginia, that three-pointer sent them over the upset win against Duke. That's one of the two big upsets today. The other one's involving Mr. Kansas and the Jayhawks. Not that much. Okay. But going back, so I'll flip it back to the NFL then. The NFL is, but Kyler Murray, it's all this quarterback drama. Deshaun Watson, Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers. Why? I don't think unfollowing or deleting pictures on social media is that big of a deal. I don't. LeBron did that once with the Cavs, and so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Okay, I really don't. I think it shows signs. I don't think it means that he wants to be traded or anything. I don't. That's not what that means in my opinion. I didn't mean to make that a question. Huh? Oh. Yeah, I see. We've I'm thinking about making a couple videos tomorrow. 3 videos actually. I don't know if I'm probably not going to put all 3 out tomorrow. I doubt I will. One is about the Kyler Murray situation. The other one is about the collapse of the New Orleans Saints, who were consistently and competitively one of the best teams in the NFL for over a decade and a half. Sean Payton, Drew Brees, consistently one of the best teams, always a contender. Fall of the Saints. I want to make some videos recapping the college football. Well, it's a little bit too late to recap. Not necessarily recap, but I'm coming out with a hype video as well. The other videos, more stuff about Auburn. I already made an 18-minute video about Auburn because that was before the Brian Harsin situation. Now, I need to make another video because more players have left and decommitted, and Brian Harsin has started his drama. Yeah. I need to, unlike Offseat, I'm trying to change the culture of this channel a little bit. Because this needs to be, in my opinion, sports-related channel. I need to cover all sports or at least all sports I know how to talk about. I don't know anything about hockey. But, all sports and teams and all that. Hold on, let me hide this person. Okay, we're all good. But I don't, no offense to Georgia, Alabama fans. I don't want this to be a Georgia and Alabama channel. Because unfortunately, we got caught up into Georgia and Alabama so much. That's what it turned into. And that's all my audience enjoyed. I'm still going to make videos about Georgia and Alabama. That will never stop. But I'm talking about branching out my channel. I need to talk about Auburn. I want to cover Tennessee and their rise. I want to talk about Florida. I want to talk about Miami. Miami just may have one of the best coaching staffs for years to come. With what the moves they made today. I'm not talking. Oh yeah, I know George lost their DB coach. That's not my main point about Miami's coaching staff. Um, Texas A&M. I want to talk about them. I want to talk about LSU and really basketball and football because it's interesting in both. Alabama versus Texas in football is going to be a great game. I wouldn't say necessarily a great game. Maybe competitive for a quarter or a half. I don't, you know. It'll be hyped up. I know that. I don't know about a great game. I mean, we got some great non-con games next year. If it even counts, Notre Dame's playing in two of them. Ohio State and Notre Dame week 1. Notre Dame and Clemson play later in the season. Georgia and Oregon, Alabama, Texas. Texas A&M and Miami, 2 programs on the rise right there. LSU and Florida State. Where non-con games am I forgetting? Penn State and Auburn. I know Auburn's in bad shape right now, but still a good game there. I feel like I'm forgetting a big non-con game next year for some reason. Utah and Florida, you know. I'm not sure if we'll beat that close. Alabama lost to Auburn twice. Well, yeah, basketball. Saying great game because we haven't played each other in 11 years. Oh, yeah, Texas is still mad over national championship. But really, the last year Texas was good. Besides that one year they made the Sugar Bowl. 2020 they were a decent team, I guess, going 7-3. But I would say last year of like the dominant Texas year after year. There's no way I'm missing Cincinnati and Arkansas play week 1 next year. I remember that. That is going to tell a lot about both teams, I think. I don't think Cincinnati's going to be as dominant next year. And I think Arkansas has a very good shot, honestly, at making a huge jump next year. But Texas, about Texas, man, I need to make a video about Texas. And I need to get all my news about Auburn in the next video I make about him, because it seems like something about Auburn happens about every single day. And I've talked about Auburn a lot this offseason. Auburn's going to be the worst team. Maybe outside of Vanderbilt. They might be the worst team in the SEC next season. They won't be Vanderbilt level, but besides that, nothing against Vandy, but I feel like it's. He said Neil go to bed. But nothing against Vandy, but it feels like it's, I feel like it's almost set in stone that they're going to be the bottom of the SEC next year. I want to make a video about USC as well. USC is... Yeah, USC is very interesting topic. Ole Miss is an interesting topic. I'm being silly, Jacob Watson. Texans hired Lovie Smith. Yeah, I heard about that. Lovie Smith is a good coach. The Bears fired him for crazy firing Lovie Smith. That he fired him after a 10-6 season and all that. 2012, that was idiotic. And then he went to the Buccaneers. There he had no talent at Tampa Bay. That wasn't his fault. And then he went to Illinois, and with no talent, honestly, he made decent production of it. I think Lovie Smith is a good head coach. I really do. And putting all the other racial comments about him being a black coach and how the NFL needs to do this stuff and all that. putting all that out the way, just focusing on him as a coach, which is really how we should be focusing on coaches. But we know what's going on with the Brian Flores situation right now. Um, I think Lovie Smith's a great coach. What do you mean, like why? Oregon a huge upset? Oh Jesus. Yeah, not over Georgia. West Virginia versus Pitt. Baylor versus BYU. Missouri, Kansas State. Oklahoma, Nebraska play again. California, Notre Dame. Yeah, well, TCU at SMU. The rivalry. Coastal Carolina, Virginia. UTSA versus Texas. Army, Navy. Tonight was upsetting. You Kansas? You a Kansas fan? Yeah, it was upsetting. Texas really late in the game there. They really hunkered down on Abaje. They didn't let him. They didn't even let him really take a shot close to the end there. They just Duke. Duke. Well, felt like Duke didn't want to be there, and Virginia did. If I'm being honest. That, but Coach K got to pull his team together, man. Duke's a better basketball team than the way they're playing. So it's just it's true. I was at the game. Um, yeah, yeah, that's unfortunate for you. Switching over to the NFL, I have Cincinnati win the Super Bowl. Oh yeah, let's talk about the Super Bowl. um, I got Rams 34-13. If we're talking about the Super Bowl, in fact, that's what I'm going to talk about next. The Super Bowl, the Bengals offensive line versus the Rams front seven. I mean, that's literally the mismatch of the century. That Aaron Donald and Von Miller against the Bengals offensive line that allowed 9 sacks against the Titans. The Bengals, I mean, geez, they're gonna have a hard time moving the ball. And if they want to throw it, well, Jalen Ramsey. The way to attack the Rams defense is attacking that other side of the field. Um, the other side with Ramsey not on it. If you throw on that wherever Ramsey is not, you you're in good shape in my opinion. But if you throw on Ramsey's side, it's where problems start to happen. And you already know Ramsey's going to be on Jamar Chase. I'm not saying don't throw to Jamar Chase. I'm saying try to throw on the other side of Ramsey. Side without Ramsey, if they can establish a run game and not worry about the pass rush for the Rams, that's also Joe Mixon. And the Bengals, I know they don't have a good offensive line, but Joe Mixon can, if he can make something happen, I really do believe that that will help the Bengals offense a lot, establishing a run game, making them commit to the run. So on play action, you can make them commit a little bit, have a little bit more time to throw. That stuff. You know, Rams do have a good run defense, though. They have a good pass defense as well. So it's just like the Rams have a great defense overall. But, pass defense wise, if you can throw on the other side of Ramsey, you're going to kill the Rams. And then in terms of the Bengals defense, Trey Hickerson, he's got to have a big game. The Bengals DB is the strong part of their defense. They're going to have to cover, OBJ, Cooper Cup. You got to do a good job there. Matthew Stafford's the best this season against pressure. He also has thrown the most picks this season. So if the Bengals can maybe try to could make some coverages to confuse Stafford or anything, yeah, uh, they can do that. Imagine traveling all the way down to Durham to see them lose by one. Yeah, more of a reason to want to go to Duke, I guess. Yeah, you know. Coach K's gonna figure things out. Really, Duke has to figure things out. Who are they gonna hire? All that stuff. because we don't know. Uh, Gossip about who's your college? Well, he just said it, Neil. It's Duke. My bad, but it's Duke. Yeah, yeah, Duke and BC. Yeah, but yeah, Stafford's got to take care of the ball this game. The Bengals DBs have to play a big game. If Rams get pressure and they just destroy the Bengals offensive line, that's why they're gonna have trouble moving the ball. I'd say more like a 34-13 type of win for the Rams. If Sean McVay cannot win this game, then win. I mean, I can win with this talent. Well, I mean, I don't mean that literally, but I mean, like, there's a lot of NFL coaches, even some of the worst ones, that can win with this Rams team against the Bengals. Like, seriously. Murray State is 21-2, 11-0, but not ranked in the, well, strength of schedule counts that a lot. I think Missouri State, I think they're a sleeper team, to be honest. I don't think Providence is, though. That's not, I don't even know what they're doing at 3C. That's just a little, in my opinion, that's a little bit crazy to me. AP poll is driving people insane in football and basketball. I'm not picking the Rams because of Stafford. I'm picking them because I like the Rams. Well, I want the Rams to win, but I'm picking the Rams mostly because of the front seven versus the Bengals offensive line. I just think that one matchup is such a mismatch. I just see the Rams taking it. Maybe 13 is a little bit more generous. I'm gonna go 34-6. 34-6. I think Rams win it. Oh, speaking of videos, I need to make a video about the Super Bowl. What football fan wouldn't? You know, I got to do that. Definitely. 23. Yeah, Murray State. I think they're better than Providence, to be honest with you. Packers hired a new special teams coordinator. Helps them because that's why they lost. Well, main reason. But you got to give the 49ers defense credit. That 49ers D, man. My bad. But that 49ers D, if you give 49ers a quarterback, yeah. That is going to be a very hard team to beat. As they already are. Don't worry, that's not all we're going to see, though. We're going to see what we're going to. And after the Super Bowl, what will we see? More quarterback drama, probably a lot of Dallas Cowboys drama, racial drama, like we see about every offseason for the past 5 years. We'll see some, yeah. What else drama? We'll see some Saints drama. They're $70 million over the cap. We'll see. How about Virginia tonight? Yeah, Ballard, that Virginia, it really felt like Duke didn't want to be there. I don't know what it is. I love how Minnesota's basketball court is raised up off the ground. I like that too, man. That's a great feature. Ballard, did you watch Kansas versus Texas? Unlike football, Texas is out here winning some big games in basketball. Don't worry about that football team, though. That football team don't scare nobody. Cavs got a great defense, though. Just like they have for the past 20 years. Virginia, they're similar to West Virginia. West Virginia, they both have amazing defenses, below average offenses. That's just the truth. Now, West Virginia and Virginia can improve on those things. They can make a big run on the tournament, Just like we see about one Cinderella team every year go to the Final Four. We saw UCLA last year. We saw Loyola Chicago a couple years ago. So all that, if we see, we can see possibly a great defense. Because defense, football, you see great defense all the time in every game, okay? You see great defense in every game. In basketball, you really only see, you see great defense, but you see, defenses become more important in basketball during March Madness and the NBA playoffs and all that. I think Virginia both have that. I think they can possibly make some huge runs in the tournament. I missed that one, but I saw the outcome. Yeah, although it's dangerous to fall off that. Yeah, that's true. About who's your basketball team? Well, it's Alabama. Plan on streaming live stream for UNC versus Clemson tomorrow, but we'll see. UNC versus Clemson. I saw that. Is that really the best game tomorrow? Is that or is that just the time you want to do the game or something? Let me look at some games tomorrow. Yeah. Texas A&M versus LSU. Oh, that's a huge game. Texas A&M has dropped a couple. Well, both teams has dropped a couple recently. I can't wait to see them play, though. See if LSU can maybe get on back on track. Auburn versus Arkansas. Purdue versus Illinois. That's the highlight game tomorrow. Georgia versus Florida on they're playing Georgia versus Florida's playing after tomorrow. And I've waited this long because if Georgia loses that game against Florida, I'm gonna make a fire Tom Crean video. I don't care that we're the worst team. I just thought that a loss to Florida would be most fitting for a fire Tom Crean video, in my opinion. Auburn versus Arkansas, but Auburn won last week. Okay, yeah, it most likely won't happen, but I want to see Arkansas beat Auburn. Yeah, Auburn's going to lose because I have a hard time believing Auburn's going to finish the season 32 and, well, they won't play 34 games like they're supposed to, I have a hard time believing they'll finish the season with one loss. I think they'll drop one before they head into the SEC tournament and then March Madness. Auburn almost lost to Missouri and Georgia. Yeah, exactly. That's why, Jeez. What do you think about Alabama, Ballard? I'm gonna ask you because you saw me on your show. I predicted Alabama to beat Kentucky, and they didn't. How likely is it that they make the March Madness? The committee for March Madness will definitely consider Alabama's strength of schedule. I think. I think Alabama's got to make an SEC tournament run, but yeah, just dropped another game. LSU, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Arkansas still playing those teams. All good teams there. 9 Eastern Michigan versus Penn State. Maybe not. Maybe for now, but I got Clemson game scheduled, but might change the plans. Yeah, I'm just saying, the Clemson versus UNC game is not as, I thought there was a bigger game than that tomorrow. I'm just trying to help you out because most people want to come for the big game, How many losses do you have to not get in March Madness? I mean, to not get in the March Madness for like a Power 5 team, I think once you get close to that 11 to 12 loss range, I think you're in real danger for the March Madness. I think when you get to 11 or 12 losses, you have to have it. And I think it's a must. I don't think you have to win your conference tournament. I think you need a big run, though. And Alabama, if they do have 11 or 12 losses, which we'll see how this plans out, they got 9 right now, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, that the committee is going to consider their strength of schedule for playing Gonzaga, Baylor, Auburn, all that, and beating Baylor and Gonzaga. Also, we'll consider that Alabama's just inconsistent, to be honest. That's their main problem that they should fix. Alabama's 14-9, so they might be good. Yeah, but they still got to play LSU, Tennessee, A&M, and Arkansas. Neo and Ballard saying some words I'm not going to say. Ballard says 14-9 is a good record. Ole Miss tomorrow, 12-11 is what they are. Got to be quite turning it over. Need to play better offense against these teams. More like need to play better defense against these teams because the offense for Alabama has been pretty good. The defense has let up in the biggest moments, especially inside. Alabama's inside defense is not, played as well this season. I say, especially in that Auburn game, they got dismantled there. I want to see everyone beat Auburn. Yeah, I don't think Auburn's going to win the national championship. I really don't. I think it'll be Gonzaga beating Purdue in the national championship. That's my prediction. Auburn will make the Final Four. Kansas will make the Final Four. That's how I'm looking at it now. I said a Cinderella team might make it, but I got to see the seeds. Really, I got to see your bracket before I start making official predictions. But Kansas, Purdue, Auburn, and Gonzaga, those look like those are the 4 best teams right now. Kansas is 8, Purdue is 3, Gonzaga 2, Auburn 1 right now. But I'm an Arkansas fan, by the way. Oh, say it with me, Jacob. No, I'm not saying that, Neil. Never am I saying that. Never gonna happen. That will never happen. Go Dogs, I'll give you that. What's going on here? What's going on? Okay. Saw both teams. Well, State started up basketball this week, or baseball this week. Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed watching those videos, Ballard. Seeing what they do. It's good and all that. Give me a second here. Man. What was I coming in here for? Oh, yeah. Jeez. Where'd it go? I'm looking for something. I'm still going to talk sports, though. Going back to the conversation. Men's basketball has been good. Women's basketball is all right, too. But if you want to see some more offense, you guys fast tempo and can shoot the 3 well, and I'll definitely be looking for that. Yeah. But Lucas, Arkansas football. That's getting better and better. Arkansas is getting better. You got all these teams in the West, on the rise. And honestly, about every team in the West outside of Auburn is really on the rise for the next 5 years. Alabama, of course, they're going to be at the top. A&M looks like they might compete for a natty. LSU up there. Ole Miss up there every year. Now you got Arkansas. Mississippi State, I don't think they'll be. I think they can definitely be a good team. Mississippi State, next 5 years, they look like they might be able to win 8, maybe 9 games. Maybe not as high as the other 5, but I definitely think they're on the rise. Auburn's going to be winning 4 or 5 games for the next. Maybe not that low, but they're not looking good at all for the next 5 years. That's just a fact. Might want to come watch out for us. Yeah, I'm being serious though. Arkansas might, they might beat Alabama. You never know. I don't know. We'll see. The rosters, it's too early for me to make. I don't want to make predictions or anything, but yeah, that Arkansas is getting better. My question though, and and maybe this question will be eventually answered. I'm not trying to sound cocky here, but here's the truth. This is just the truth. You have all these teams stepping up to Alabama. I think y'all know where I'm going here. Who's going to step up to Georgia in the East? I mean, you got these teams who are like, yeah, they're on the rise, but the teams who are on the rise just won 6, 7 games. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah, Tennessee's getting better. Yes, South Carolina's getting better. Yes, Kentucky's consistently good. But is it really like Texas A&M and all these other wet teams in the West? They're actually getting close to Alabama's level, and it feels like that there's literally like these teams are getting better in the East. It's just like there's not anybody like even in the universe for Georgia right now. I don't see maybe one team will surprise me, but I really don't see a team getting close Georgia for a little while, to be honest with you. I think Georgia might lose the East maybe once in the next maybe 6, 7 years, but I don't really see us losing the East, more than that. We might go top 5. Hold on, let's read Ballots count first. Tennessee might be going in the right direction with Heupel. Auburn sucks big time. They are now the dead program of the SEC. In the SEC for me alone. Yeah. We might go into the top 5, but that's a big chunk. So we'll have to see. Lucas, you almost got us last year. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think Georgia will lose the East probably once in the next 6, 7 years. Because it's also a coaching difference. The coach Texas A&M has won a national title and just got the #1 recruiting class, best recruiting class of all time. I don't care what he did for it. Facts are he got the best recruiting class of all time. That's just, he got 7 5-stars. Geez, I did LSU, a guy who's consistently won 10, 11, 12 games a year, made a national title, made the playoffs twice. Now he's coming, and I don't care the dance moves. I think he's still a great coach. Ole Miss, using and abusing the transfer portal, looks like they're winning 9, 10 games. And then you got Arkansas, improving every year of Sam Pittman, great leadership, great character team, to be honest. They run. They're getting KJ Jefferson back, so that's huge for them. They lose Treylon Burks, but Arkansas is a running team anyways. They run zone read. Lucas says we'll be back in 10 minutes. I think Tennessee, and I'm gonna pull a decent hot take here. I think Tennessee is going to be the one team to get Georgia and win the East for the next 6, 7 years. Maybe it's Florida. Maybe I'm being a little bit, I don't know. I just don't see anybody really close to Georgia, much less now, but the future as well. Maybe I'm not looking at it right. But yeah, some of the East teams, Missouri got a great class from Missouri level, at least. Might be, I think, if I'm not wrong, Missouri and Kentucky got their best classes in program history. And Tennessee, while not their best class in program history, another good class like Tennessee's. But the problem with Tennessee, though, Tennessee's had classes like that the past 5 years under Jeremy Pruitt. They paid for them, but they still had it. They've had classes like that, even in the Butch Jones era. They've already had that talent. You know, South Carolina, they're not, Arkansas, as well as coaches Sam Pippen is, I'm getting concerned about Arkansas's recruiting. They're not recruiting like I thought they would, um, you know, and I don't, I definitely think, unless the Billy Napier situation works out at Florida, I see Georgia winning the East probably next 6 out of 7 years. If the Billy Napier situation works out at Florida and Florida comes back, I think definitely between Georgia and Florida. But I think Tennessee's coming back as well, just not, Georgia's level in words. I don't know. I think Tennessee potentially could be a top 10 team consistently, like years down the road with Josh Heupel, but I really believe Josh Heupel's good. That doesn't necessarily mean A&M will win the West or the Natty, Jacob. I know, I'm just saying, they have a really good shot to do it, and they have the talent or recruiting. They're recruiting on Georgia and Alabama's level. Uh, you know, the West has coaches who've competed for Natties and won Natties before. The coaches coaching against Kirby Smart don't. They're not. They haven't even been. No coach in the SEC East outside of Kirby has even contended for, an SEC championship or really the East. That Mark Stoops has gotten decently close, but who said Kentucky was ever winning the East? I don't know. I think Tennessee and Florida. Yes, I believe Beamer and South Carolina are doing some good things. I don't believe South Carolina is going to rise up. I just don't think South Carolina is that type of program. I think Tennessee and Florida, though, look, if Tennessee and Florida become top 15 teams again, then I'll be quiet about this whole thing about Georgia being so much better than everybody else. But until I see those programs, the historically great programs, programs who've shown that they can win at that, be those top 10, top 15 teams in the past. Until I see Tennessee and Florida do that stuff, which they might, I don't see anyone touching Georgia. I don't see South Carolina. I don't care how good of a coach Beamer is. I don't see him pulling a Steve Spurrier and winning 10, 11 games a year at South Carolina, or 9, 10 games a year at South Carolina. I don't see Mark Stoops as consistent as Kentucky is. I don't see him ever taking that jump over Georgia. I don't think Kentucky will ever be that good of a team. I don't even think Missouri will even, do that. I think Tennessee and Florida could, though. I think South Carolina, Kentucky, and Missouri will always be good teams. 8, 9, 10 games. Heck, they might even win the East once in the next 10 years. They might upset Georgia. I think the East will be even out. The time I think the East will be evened out is probably between yes, for the next 5 years it'll be pretty much all Georgia, besides maybe 1 year or something. But after that, I think that's when the East will get under control again. I'm not even talking about conference realignment. I'm just talking about teams getting better. The only team that's really not going on the rise in the East is Vanderbilt. Every other team in the SEC East is literally going on the rise from where they are right now. Yeah, they might be bad next year, but for some teams, but. I'm high on Josh Heupel, man. I think he can really do some things for Tennessee. I think the offense I think the fact that he's even done as well as he has Tennessee. Tennessee had 3-4 win team talent this year, and he goes and turns it into 7 wins, and could have been more if not for winning a couple of close games. 40 points per game. You know, that stuff, doing that at Tennessee of his talent, I see some potential. Mark Stoops, I already know Mark Stoops is a good coach. I just don't think Kentucky is really a good enough program to ever, you know, like rise. I think they can maybe win the East once, but it's just like, Carolina. I got, they can win the East a couple times. I've changed my mind on them. Beamer's doing some good things. South Carolina, he's recruiting decently. Um, I know Carolina Jackpot's saying that he's not doing a good job recruiting, but come on, Jackpot. Beamer's doing a good job recruiting, and Carolina's improving as a team. Missouri, I don't know what happened to them this year, but I think they're on the rise. I think Eli Drinkwitz is a good coach. Florida, I see potential in Florida. Billy Napier, the fact that he even got Florida's recruiting class as good as he has, I see some serious potential there. Combined with the program Florida that is a dangerous combo. Uh, I've pretty much, and then Vanderbilt's not. Let's just be honest for a second. Yeah, you had those good years of Derek Mason, but you stupidly decided to fire him, so you don't have that luxury anymore, and now you're stuck back to winning 2 to 3 games like you were before. Who knows about Alabama and Auburn joining the East as well. You can't forget about that. I mean, it'd be cool, but that's not necessarily what I want. I'd rather play Alabama in the SEC championship game, and I don't really care where Auburn goes because where I'm looking at Auburn right now, they don't look as good of a team at all. If anything, they look like the dying program of the SEC. Almost dead, Give me a second. I'm going to pour myself a drink here. I'll be back. Give me a second. Yeah, but going off the SEC, you know what I'm saying? Going off the SEC, let's get into something. Oh, Jesus Christ. A fan fight? Are you serious? People, man, people. Miami, they may have just gotten themselves a great coaching staff. The offensive coordinator, Mario Cristobal, the DC they hired, they're looking in some good shape there for the next couple of years. And the recruiting they've done, Penn State is looking very bright. USC, I like where they're going. I knew the Lincoln Riley effect was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen this early. Thought it would take a couple years. It's already starting, though. Texas, I want to see where Texas goes, man. Steve Sarkisian has had the Washington job, the USC job, and now the Texas job. Washington's top 20 job in the country. USC and Texas are great jobs. It, if he doesn't win at Texas this time, then he's proven to be a good offensive coordinator who's not a head coach. One of those good coordinators who are not head coaches, like Mike Bobo or Will Muschamp, Jeremy Pruitt. What was his name? Bud Foster, Virginia Tech, DC, really good. Those great OCs who were or great coordinators, who, DCs, all that, who weren't, who couldn't fit the head coach spot. Yeah. No one's watching the stream now, unfortunately. We've been streaming for 85 minutes, so I wouldn't be too mad if it ends here. Somebody said they'll be back in 10 seconds, so I'll keep the stream on just for that. Where'd Ballard go? Ballard was in the stream. That's 5 meetings. Oh, we got a viewer back in the stream now. Okay, well, we'll go back talking about some sports now that we got some viewers in the stream. But yeah. I was talking about Miami's coaching staff. They've really set themselves up well for the next 5 years. Can the U come back? And when I say come back, can the U come back and be a consistent team? Even a team just to win 9, 10 games a year. Yeah, everyone left. I don't know. Must have went to bed. But can Miami be a consistent team? You've set yourself up well with a great coaching staff. After hiring Michigan's offensive coordinator and Kevin Steele and of course Mario Cristobal. After doing all those moves, you took Georgia's DB coach, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care. Kirby should be the DB coach for my concern. Him playing DB, being a former DB coach under Saban, then DC, but yeah, so Miami's setting themselves up well. I don't think people are realizing how well Miami's actually setting themselves up well. And I got into a debate with Slim Shady earlier in the stream because he said, we signed the number 14 class with 15 players. Stop making excuses. And I said, okay, well, use your talent to their potential. Stop making excuses. And he decided to join the stream. And anyways, that's not for this stream. I really want to see who will be in the finals and championship in football. National championship? I'm not ready to make those picks yet. I'm not really ready to make many predictions yet in terms of next season. It's too early, in my opinion. You know, jeez. I see what happened. The mascot got in the way at the free throw, and they dragged him off the court. What in the world? True, I just miss football. Hey, if you miss football, rewatch that Georgia versus Alabama national title. I really enjoy watching that. Yeah. One video I thought about making, I'm not confirming this because this is a big video idea. I'm thinking about making like this 50, 40-minute video of just like reliving the college football season, from the start of Georgia Clemson to Georgia Alabama, I mean, who was the last coach to beat Saban and Dabo in the same season? Yeah. That's never happened before. Not that you play Alabama Clemson every year, but beating two of the best coaches of all time in the same season. Well, one of the best coaches of all time. We'll see what Dabo can do at Clemson. That's an interesting team to talk about. You need a lot of information on all those teams. And well, it's not even that. I'm talking about like highlights and stuff. I don't need information to make a reliving college football season. I already know about some of the teams. We just don't know their full rosters and full coaching staffs. So who would be me to go out and make a national championship prediction when we don't even know all of that yet? You know, it's like we don't know that stuff. If I had to make a natty prediction right now, honestly, I don't even know who I would put in the natty. I don't even know what my playoff picks are or any conference championship picks. The only things I've been saying all offseason and until further notice are going to be, yeah, this team might get a little better. This team has this potential. This team can do this over the next 5 years. And, okay, this team's not that good. This team's getting a lot worse. These fans need to be frightened. So, all that stuff. I mean, if we're talking about some of the best games of college football season last year, you got to include Georgia Clemson, Georgia Alabama, I think. The Iron Bowl, that's undisputedly one of the best games last season. Uh, Oklahoma State versus Baylor, that was a great game. Ohio State versus Utah, great game. Oklahoma State versus, here's the fan fight. You know, idiocy there. I know where you're coming from. I was just saying it would be cool. It would be cool to look at seeing the top 10 teams in football. Preseason top 10, if you're watching Uncle Lou, I don't know why he does a preseason top 10 this early. It make no sense. Well, maybe it makes a little bit of sense because you're like, you're kicking off next season in a way. But I don't see, I don't. I mean, yes, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, they'll be at the top next year. I mean, if you want to look at, it's too. All right, if I'm making a poll right now, no particular order, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, I'd put Clemson in there. I'd even trust. We could start talking about stuff in July. Well, I'm not talking about that late. I'm talking about that's too late. I'm talking about like April and May. February's a little bit too early for this stuff, in my opinion. But if we're talking about a top 10 preseason poll, I'll do that. Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Texas A&M. I think you got to put. I guess you put Notre Dame in there. I guess you could maybe. No, I'd put Baylor in there. Yeah, I'd put Baylor. Utah, I'd put Utah in there. Utah, that's going to be a team next year to talk about. Utah, definitely putting them in there. They deserve it. I'm thinking. Michigan, oh yeah, that's obvious. Michigan needs to be in there. Forgot about them. Uh, It's almost 10 teams. I know it's not, but Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, A&M, Utah. What else I say? Notre Dame. Uh, what else I say? I said Notre Dame. Yeah. I don't think Oklahoma will be the same. So no, not them. Baylor. Yeah, that's 8. Uh, jeez. I don't think you could put. Maybe I mean maybe you could put Oregon in there. No. That's not. Honestly, I guess you could put Oklahoma in there. Maybe. Pittsburgh, they get Keaton Slovis out of the portal. Not top 10, but I mean, those 8 teams I definitely put in the top 10, counting off 2 more. Maybe Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin is a really good team next year. Maybe Ole Miss. 7 Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, I forgot about them. Oklahoma State. And then to finish it out, why not just throw Ole Miss? I'll put Ole Miss in there. Why not? Ole Miss got their quarterback, Jackson Dart. Got their receiver, all that. That'd be my preseason top 10. In terms of natty contenders, Georgia, Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. If they pull Magic out of their bag, now this is a reach here. This would be super Cinderella. Texas A&M. I think Utah could definitely make the playoffs next season. And here's why. Utah, though in their range, I give them a range between like maybe 10 to 12 wins next season. If they can at least go 11-1 and they don't have a tough schedule at all, they have the team to do it. They might. Clemson went 10-3. They're ranked 13 right now. I think Clemson will be back next year. I think they'll win between 10 to 12 games in the regular season. I see the talent is there. They're getting a 5-star quarterback, Cabe Klubnik. Their running backs are coming back. The receivers are still mid-tier, but, the defense is great. Arkansas might make top 15. Oh, yeah, Arkansas, they're really good. Jeez. Ramsey's apparently told Jamar. He said in an interview, if he was asked what he'd do against Jamar Chase, he said, "Of course, I'm going to lock him down." Jeez, starting some drama there, Mr. Jalen Ramsey. I don't expect nothing less. um, that's my top 10. But like we're going top 15. Okay, Arkansas's a consideration. Oklahoma, Oregon, but Pittsburgh's even a consideration, in my opinion. They're playing, doing some things. Maybe. Oh yeah, Kentucky. Yeah, Kentucky. Um, and they lose Wandale Robinson, but Kentucky could definitely be that team. Top 15. I'm trying to think of maybe, Cincinnati. No group of 5 teams make the playoffs next year. Cincinnati's getting worse. I don't really see. I think maybe a team that might make the group of 5, like New Year's Six, while in the group of 5. UCF. UCF is coming back with a team next year. And they're literally about might beat they might Well, not might. They will join the Big 12 soon. Alabama 12-0, Clemson 11-1, Georgia 11-1, Michigan 11-1. Oh yeah, Michigan's a natty contender as well. I keep forgetting about them. They might beat Ohio State again, honestly. You said Georgia 11. Who's Georgia? Wait a minute. I missed Georgia's. Who's Georgia losing to? 11-1. Okay. You can't go 12-0 every year, but I understand that. I'm just saying I don't see a team beating Georgia next year. I think Kentucky, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Mississippi State. Those are some potential trap games. Maybe something like that. Oregon. No. Maybe like an ups. I was expecting you. I don't know. Maybe I don't see Oregon being a good team next year. Really. I think they're more like a 4 or 5 loss team next year. That Dan Lanning will he'll improve the team. I just don't see him being as good next year. I really don't. Org 45. Okay, look. No team is. I don't care what team they are. No team scoring 42 on us. That's for sure. I don't care. Because the defense is still going to be great next year. We'll still have an elite defense. Will be historic? No. But it'll still be elite. Oh, he was joking. I was about to say, I was like, no team scored 42 on us. I don't care if it's out. Oh, well, they already did, but I'm talking about, you know. Uh, yeah. But yeah, no team scoring 42 on us. Not even Alabama will do that. They scored 41. Yeah, but, scored 34 on defense. Pick 6 also. I want to see. I want to see what I want to see what Baylor can do building off their success. Them in Utah, man. I'm excited to watch those teams next season. I want to see what they can build off their success of finishing hot. One of them winning the Sugar Bowl, the other one almost beating Ohio State. I don't know, y'all defense took a big hit. Yeah, but we get a lot of players back too. We have Kirby, who, Saban might be the greatest coach in college football. I think Kirby's the greatest defensive mind in football. When Georgia gets back Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith. We get back Christopher Smith. We even get back. If Keely Ringo can improve, do some things. If Big Bear Alexander, if he can become a year 1 starter and start big and become the next Jordan Davis, not exactly the next Jordan Davis, but if he can come close to that, not really year 1 either, but that'll be a huge pickup. Yeah, man, Nolan Smith needs to have a breakout year next year. Next year will be his year. Breakout. Dan Jackson's coming back. I'm excited. I like some Dan Jackson. Lewis, Sane, N'Kobe, Pickens, Amir. Think Alabama could beat y'all. Them gone. Of course, Alabama can beat us. I'm not questioning that. I'm just talking about. I don't think. I think Georgia's gonna be an elite team next year. We already know that. The defense will still be elite. The offense, I mean, look, if we could switch quarterbacks, might cause some problems. I'd like to start Brock Vandegrift, but we don't know for sure. And I know as a Georgia fan that we're probably going with Stetson, so that's why I don't talk about the quarterback situation much like other Georgia fans, like Uncle Lou. I just think it's a waste of time. And honestly, I know all the other fan bases are sick of hearing it, so you know. Well, if they can beat y'all, they're definitely scoring 41 on y'all. Well, if they can beat y'all, they're definitely scoring 41 on. I don't think they're scoring 41. Well, I mean, it's possible, I guess, for them to do it. I don't know. I think our defense will be an elite defense next year. But I mean, point is, they scored 41 on a historic defense, so it's possible. But yeah, yeah, 35. Oh, okay. And there goes former Tennessee star Alvin Kamara going to jail for about a year to 5 years, apparently, injuring a man at a nightclub on the eve of the Pro Bowl. He's charged with felony battery. March 8th is his court date. He's out on a bond, bail, whatever. Right now, he's out of jail, but he's due back in court to get sentenced and processed and all that. Duke has the most annoying fans. I agree. Duke fans are not. Yeah. Duke and Auburn. I agree. Auburn fans are not good. Auburn fans are need to realize how bad their football team's going to be for the next 5 years. They're in a horrible situation. Duke's been bad at football, so no need to say about them law. Yeah, but they're losing Coach K, so they got some basketball concerns. I still think they could be a great basketball team, but I'm just saying, you know. I have some faith in Arkansas that they could beat Auburn today. Me too. I have some faith as well. Won't be easy though, but if you get the offense down and all that, Arkansas will be in some good shape. Just don't let Auburn dominate you in the paint like they have for most teams.